a journey to unfold, seeking out the wisdom, the truths of innuendo. We release our fear, let the light shine bright. In the warmth of our spirit, we ignite the night. Arise, through awareness we will grow, taking responsibility for what's mine. Opens up the floor, inspire living from the inside out. Knowing spirit is all washes away any doubt. Everyone is in their own perfect way. Let us hold hands as we proclaim. Arise. Steps of faith we take with courage in our hearts. Every voice a chorus, every smile apart. From every corner of our city, we come anew with open arms and spirit to embrace what's true. Feel the energy rising, the joy in the air, as we sing our song of love. Let go of despair. Here at the center, there is a seat just for you. Sharing in the laughter while we co-create the new. Rise, through awareness we will grow, taking responsibility for what's mine. Opens up the floor, inspire living happens from the inside out. Knowing spirit is all washes away any doubt. Everyone evolves in their own perfect way. Let us hold hands as we proclaim. Arise, together we explore the realms of the divine, unfolding to our potential, weaving hearts of love. Every journey matters, every truth we shape. We lift each other higher, showing how we came. So hold on to the vision, let your bliss lead the way. Live every single moment, let love fill your day. As we rise up together, a symphony of grace. Find the light within us, in the sacred space. So come on, to this place of peace. In our unity, may your worries cease. With open hearts and open minds, let's embrace the call. Within the center for spiritual living, there's a place for us all. Let spirit be your guide. Welcome to our spiritual home. It's so great to be
Well, good morning. My name is Scott Thompson, and I am your practitioner here at Centers for Spiritual Living, St. George. I am so thrilled to be with you all today. This is my first time out hosting, and so if there's any questions that you have, don't ask me. So welcome to this beautiful Sunday morning. It is just such a wonderful space to be here. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. There is a place for you here. We are an inclusive, welcoming community, and our purpose is awareness, radical responsibility, inside out living. Spirit is all there is, and everyone is evolving. And if you can identify with those purposes and ideals, then jump on in. We are so glad that you're here. This morning is going to be a great service, and we are a community focus center, actively living and sharing and nurturing our members, which I'm so happy to be a part of, and our friends. Everyone is welcome here, so that we may all live our best lives by living your best life. So we are all one, and so I'm so grateful that you are here. All right. So our mission is really multi-purposeful. We are an open, inclusive, evolving spiritual community that supports its purpose and vision through sacred wisdom celebrations, empowering transformative education, youth. We love youth and young adult ministries, dynamic music ministry, community inreach, and community outreach. So these are all wonderful things that our mission and that we are all committed to, your leadership team, and we are so glad that you're here. All right. So your service team today is, we have the amazing Tony, who is manning the helm today. The wonderful music by Alan Stanley. I am your host, Scott Thompson. Our invocation and reading today will be by Sue Fulmer. And then our speaker today will be Reverend Joe. He's going to be talking to us today about something very important. If you joined us last Sunday, we welcomed a new, we said goodbye to the old president, and we said hello to the new. And we are so glad for that person to be here with us. He's not with us today, but we know I'm going to keep it a secret. So you got to show up. Okay. And then don't forget, we have a Zoom conversation afterwards today at noon. Come on in on Zoom. There's a link on the website, and there's a link, and you can email your questions to Reverend Joe at CSLSG.org. But join us for our Zoom conversations, quite lively. We learn all kinds of things about each other, and isn't that what it's really about? Community. So next in-person service will be April 26th, and our amazing Reverend Rachel is going to be talking about love as a daily commitment. And I know I'm looking forward to that one. And there will be details in the newsletter, and you can also find them at CSLSG.org. All right. So prayer. Prayer is something that is available to you. You can reach out to any of the licensed practitioners that we have here at our center, Reverend Joe, Reverend Rachel. We're all here to support you in whatever life is displaying to you, because we all know the truth of who you are as an individual, who we all are as individuals, as in the one collective. We're available for prayer online or after the service. You can see one of us, and we'd be happy to pray with you and know the truth. You can email us at cslg.org/about, and we'll be happy to address any prayer requests that you have. All right. Oh, and we have this amazing little bookstore going on. In fact, I'll be bringing some books up next Sunday. I will be up there with you all in person. And so we're going to be donating a book. If you have any books, donate them. If you want one, take one. There's some great books already that we have there, and they're designed to uplift you, and they're located in the back area and in our in-person Sunday service. And if you have books, we'd love to have them. So thank you for supporting our community. Oh, yes. Oh, gosh, the 26th. I think I'm behind. The 26th, we have our own Sue, who's just this wonderful expression of energy. and she's doing this workshop, Awaken to the Mystical. And, she covers things like near-death experiences, mediumship, clairaudience, synchronicity, oracle readings, tarot. I mean, the whole element of the metaphysical expressions of things, and also energy healing. And there'll be some people sharing some wonderful things about that, along with Sue's guidance. And that will be on April 26th. And it's a love offering. So, give what you can, but, you'll get a lot of great information for sure. Oh, and I'm really excited for this one. So Charles is doing this amazing workshop. Well, it's an ongoing class. Actually, it's not a workshop, it's a class, and it's the Financial Peace University. And it's on Tuesday, April 21st. You can sign up online. You can reach out to Charles at CSLG.org. It's really going to be I'm really looking forward to this. I'm taking this class. Charles has a tremendous amount of wisdom when it comes to finances, and I know that he's going to be taking his information that he's extracted and sharing it with us, and all just bringing us into a whole new educational stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. Absolutely. Oh. Hi, Alan.
Hi, Scott. Welcome aboard, my friend.
Thank you, sir. So glad to see you today.
Yes, good to see you. That's a beautiful painting you got behind you.
Thank you. A beloved friend of mine had made that for me, and she passed on, so it's always there. But thank you, sir.
Well,
Looking
that's
forward
great,
to your
man.
song today.
Thank you. So we're going to do a little Michael Gott tune today called Nearer Than the Air, and you're welcome to sing along. We'll do it in a different key. I always like to play with you. It's like the air around me, like the sunlight on my face. I hear the love of God surround me. I am touched by amazing grace. And all I've ever wanted, and all I've ever needed, was already there. Closer than the sunlight, nearer than the air. I breathe in, I am one with the Spirit. It is health to my body, it is peace to my mind, it is joy to my soul. I breathe out a simple prayer of thank you, and my breath becomes a song that was singing all along. It is singing everywhere. It is nearer than the air. It's like the air around me, like the sunlight on my face. I hear the love of God surround me. I am touched by Amazing Grace. And all I've ever wanted, all I've ever needed, is already there, closer than the sunlight, nearer than the air. I breathe in, I am one with the Spirit. It is health to my body, it is peace to my mind, it is joy, joy to my soul. I breathe out a simple prayer of thank you, and my breath becomes a song that was singing all along. It is singing everywhere. It is nearer than the air. I breathe in, I am one with the Spirit. It is health to my body, it is peace to my mind, it is joy, 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 joy to my soul. I breathe out a simple prayer of thank you, and my breath becomes a song that was singing all along. It is singing everywhere. It is nearer than the air, closer than the sunlight, nearer than the air. Now we're going to bring Sue in to offer our reading today. Hello, Sue.
Hi, I'm happy to be here this morning to share a reading with you. Giving a reading is a way for our members and friends of CSL St. George to have a voice in our services. Please take advantage of our invitation to participate. This week in the U.S., we are celebrating Earth Day. Emily Cady, in Lessons in Truth, wrote, "There is no spot where God is not. The earth and all that is in it are filled with divine presence." Scott Aubrey shared in the weekly newsletter Spiritual Passages, "Earth Day is not merely a date on the calendar. It is a sacred reminder of our covenant with creation. The earth is not a possession, but a presence, not a resource to be used, but a relative to be cherished. Every tree, every river, every living creature speaks the language of God. We can hear it if we are still enough to listen." This day calls us back to an ancient wisdom that we belong to the earth, not the other way around. It is not our dominion, but our shared dwelling place, our sacred home. In the soil is the memory of stardust. In the wind, the breath of the Spirit. In the rising of spring, the same resurrection power celebrated at Easter. Earth Day invites us into a deeper reverence for the garden we share. Let us not seek quick fixes for the wounds of the world, but commit ourselves to the slow, steady labor of love, of tending, restoring, and walking gently upon this good green earth. Now let's share a moment of affirmative prayer. Entering this silent, sacred moment of prayer, I express my recognition of the presence, feeling the warmth, the assurance, the confidence of an intelligent, loving, always present being of God. I recognize that that presence is within and without, all around, in everyone, everywhere, at all times. There is no spot where God is not. I recognize God in the beauties of nature, in this gift that is given to us of this beautiful world to share, to enjoy, to support us and keep our living pleasant, healthy, beautiful, and lasting forever. I am grateful for this earth, for Mother Gaia. I am grateful for those who are showing concern and doing the things that can be done by each of us to clean up the earth, to make our home comfortable and beautiful and safe. I am grateful today for this service, grateful for the internet that takes our word out into the ethers, available to those that are seeking and when they are ready to listen. I'm grateful for those who give of their time and service to CSL St. George, and I see it thriving and growing and providing all the things that are in our mission and in our hearts to serve each other. I am grateful for the spiritual principle of prayer, knowing that it works. It is our way of communicating with Spirit and hearing Spirit give us back, give us life, give us the certainty of the presence. I bless Reverend Joe as he speaks today, and I bless each person listening, that it will lead and guide and touch us where we are in our spiritual development and where we are going. I release my word knowing it is so good. This day is beautiful. This word is good and true. I release it knowing it is good and even better. And so it is. Namaste.
Namaste, Sue. Thank you. So it is. Thank you so much. This is one of my favorite songs. It's by David Alt. These shoes I've worn thin, and the dust that covers them gives a clue to where I've been. But now I've returned to a hope that nurtures me, and love as remedy from all the lies and doubts and the shame that seemed unendeared. Now I'm awakening, I stand and sing, I return to the source of my creation, opening to my place of transformation. Now I see love lives in me. I return to the glory of our oneness, flourishing, fearless, free, and fully conscious. Mightily I stand and sing. I have returned. Day after day, there are many paths to choose. Some we win and some we lose. Still all lead to one, where the hearts that tarry there believe in love beyond compare. Finally I trust your embrace and give thanks for the journey here. Yes, I'm awakening. I stand and sing. I return to the source of my creation, opening to my place of transformation. Now I see love lives in me. I return to the glory of our oneness, flourishing, fearless, free, and fully conscious. Mightily I stand and sing. I have returned. I return to the source of my creation, opening to my place of transformation. Now I see love lives in me. I return to the glory of our oneness, flourishing, fearless, free, and fully conscious. Mightily I stand and sing. I have returned. I have returned. I have returned.
Thank you, Alan. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Thank
Thank
you
you,
for those
Scott.
two beautiful selections. I love Michael Gott, but I got to actually spend some time with David Alt, and he's just this magnificent, beautiful human being that is totally dedicated to service. And that song I had never heard. So thank you for choosing that for our selection today.
Thank you, Scott.
All right. Well, I think and Sue, thank you so much for your beautiful Earth Day prayer and your prayer and your Earth Day reading. I think it's a wonderful connection to this beautiful planet that we're on. And thank you for that beautiful reminder. So I'm not going to ramble on. We have our awesome Reverend Joe, who is going to be sharing with us his wisdom and his experiences and his love. And Reverend Joe, so honored to be with you today.
I will try. And I would say if we were in person, let's give Scott a round of applause. It's your first time hosting. Wonderful. You bring such wonderful energy to our community, Scott. We are blessed to have you. Thank you. And being that today's talk title is Listening Beyond the Noise of the World, I think you might know a little something about that today. And so I'm going to share with our community that Scott had to hop in a car and move because they decided to start cutting trees around his house at the beginning. So thank you for your dedicated service. And a perfect leeway into our talk. So good morning, family, community, friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I was just checking the date. It is the 19th already of April. What a beautiful service and time we had last week in person. Thank you so much for just showing up and supporting our annual meeting. And it was so good always to see you. And we're going to do it again next week. So for this week, we are online. And as you heard, our talk title is Listening Beyond the Noise of the World. And what does that mean? Well, I have a feeling without me saying anything, you have an understanding of what we're going to talk about today. I mean, realistically, we're probably living in the noisiest, busiest time in history ever. I mean, even more so, my mind went to the Industrial Revolution, and I'm thinking, I know there's more people and more people doing things, and there's that constant pinging of notifications for the 8 million apps that we have, and emails and logarithms. I think that's how you say it. The TV and the radio claiming and proclaiming and screaming of what is true and what is not true and what we should buy and what we should get ourselves into and out of. And it's just often a constant state of noise. Even when we wake up in the morning, if we don't have a regular spiritual routine, and I know before I did, I was in chaos before I was into my coffee. Excuse me. And I know that many of us are in politics before we hit prayer. And the other thing that I would say was I was in Gmail before I took my vitamin G. And my vitamin G is gratitude. And so my days are different most of the time. But we're in the world. We are of the world, right? We can't quite, we're not going to cut ourselves off. And when we don't find balance, which is the whole purpose of our talk today, is we end up walking through the world as it's like you, me against the world. We feel lost. Especially, I would say even lately, the word I've been hearing more than anything is overwhelm. Just feeling overwhelmed. It's coming from all angles. And even from the things that we love. That's how we can tell we need balance, because even when we're experiencing the things we love, maybe we're with our children and our family, but it feels like a constant pressure, right? And what I want to remind us is that there is a way to tap out of that and to tap in to that still, quiet voice that is within us, that is truth. I love the word inner peace, and that's what it is. And we're going to hear a little more about why that's important today. And so I noticed I wanted to start off with the external noise, because that's tend to what we think of. We hear the noise of the world, everything going on, right? Even like you get in your car and there's a million noises and you're trying to pay attention and focus all around you. But maybe, in my opinion, the louder noise is that internal noise, is the mental aspect of our thoughts, our beliefs. And often, again, when we're not balanced, it's the fears, it's the anxiety, it's the concern. Again, it could just feel like overwhelm, and inner peace feels like it's a vacation that's 3 years away, right? And when I was, this reminds me of, and I've shared this before, Dr. Amit Goswami, who was one of my teachers, and a wonderful, bright, genius, really. And he wrote many books and courses that we studied. And he cracked me up the one day because he was explaining kind of this concept that we're too mental, or we're not enough mental in the sense of positiveness, but we're always doing. And he says we forget the being. So he says we have to do, be, do in order to stay balanced. And that being part we get there first, just like in our purpose, the I, arise, it's inside out. Now, I say thinking, yes, but I'm also talking about the inside out, the beingness part of who we are. I mean, just do me a favor and take a deep breath right where you are right now. Just pause and then slowly let it out, comfortably and slowly. And if you did that, I guarantee you felt more at ease than you were. And that overrode and lets you know, oh, you were kind of up here energetically, a little frantic, and now we settle down. And that is the powerful practice of silence. And silence is where the inner peace is. And it does take practice, because in the beginning, you're not going to tap into it right away. And we have, on top of it, when we begin to, we have still those thoughts and those beliefs and those anxieties, because our power is on the outside of things. Our power is in the circumstances of the world. And by going within and being silent, okay, what do? Well, it gives us time in the beginning to actually hear our fears, hear our judgments, hear the temporary, I'm going to put truths in quotes, the truths of what we think we believe, meaning we don't have enough, we're in lack of anything, right? That is me against the world. I can't, I'll never, all these terms of lack and separation and fear. When we get silent, they start screaming to us, but that's okay. Because why? We continue to acknowledge them and then breathe through them. We enter into a consciousness, a state of beingness, where we hear the voice of truth, of God, Buddha, whatever word you want to put in there. There's a phrase in, I know Ernest Holmes says it, and I know it's in the Bible, but it's, be still and know that I am God. Now, God is a triggering word for many people. And many people still, even in our movement, will say, well, you're not God. I'm here to tell you, yes, you are, because there's only one thing. There is source, and everything is of source. So even when I say the word going within and listening to spirit, spirit is not anything that you are not. So one of the practices I've been doing lately is exchanging the word God or spirit or source for the word awareness. It's awareness. And I am aware of what I am aware of through this center point of being me. And you are aware of what you are being aware of through you. And only you can be aware of that. And so as we go within, what we can begin to do is settle into what we are aware of and let the rest go. Because here's the truth. We may want to know more things. We may want to experience more things. We may want to receive guidance, so to speak. But we're only going to do it through our own unique beingness. And it's in the stillness that we can tap in to the higher levels of awareness that you already are. You already are all that is. You're just experiencing yourself through this particular life, this particular set of experience of awareness. That's what's going on here. There's only one. Ernest Holmes in New Thought, and I haven't done quotes in a while, and I felt like I wanted to do that a little more. Ernest Holmes says, in the innermost recesses of uplifted thought and silent contemplation, there is a voice, capital V voice, ever proclaiming, this is my beloved. We must learn to listen for this voice. Now, again, this voice, when it speaks, you will know it because it is you. It is you as unconditional love radiating out. It may not be audible, but I promise you, you will hear it. But it takes practice to get through all the noise, the outside noise and the inner mental noise. The voice, again, is not something that is other than you are. It is you calling to you, letting you know, hey, you're just having this experience. Everything is okay. Truth is who I am, I believe is what the voice would say. And you are and I are the same. You're just having an experience. And so truth speaks out. Now, the more we practice, and again, it takes practice. And here's the thing, when I'm talking about silence, meditation is silence, but I know we love our forms of guided meditation. We love our forms of music and vibration or drums and rain. We call it raining, storms. But silence. Practice the silence too. Okay, you could do those other things, but spend time in the silence with yourself. We avoid it. Sometimes we're afraid to even know what's going to come up. But look, ignoring it doesn't help us. Silence in the beginning, I would say it almost felt empty when I first started practicing. And then very quickly, I would say day 3, and this is going way back, the sense of peace that I began to feel radiating through my body, I guess, took my focus off of this emptiness, and it began to fill it with peace and just palpable peace. You could feel it. And then when there's peace, and it turned into love, and I began to want to do it more, and thus began my practicing. Now, there are still, again, I'm going to go back. There are times when I like a guided meditation. There are times when I like to just listen to music or nature or whatever, and that's fine. And going back, this has been practiced thousands and thousands of years, going back to, excuse me, the mystics, when they would go in their caves and their silent places, it's still happening today with in the monasteries and the monks and the nuns, but going way, way back into tradition, they recognize that that silence is golden, as the saying is. It's where we meet our fullness. So again, the silence is not empty. It feels it at first, but the more you practice, you realize the greater you is there and available. It's an inward connection, but we have to be quiet enough to hear it. So the silence is what really brings up some of our belief systems. And if we're open to that, we recognize and we can then contemplate whether they are really serving us anymore. But there's times when I can think and I can contemplate, but I'm not silent. I just sit down and I hem-haw, or even if I write down, sometimes that helps. But I know for me, and I know for you, that getting silent, going within and just listening, I call it listening to my breath. I follow my breath. I breathe in, I hold it for a second or two, and I breathe out. That's the way I do it. You can do it just as long as you are comfortable. Right? You're not falling asleep, but you're actively aware of what is going on. So you can hear that voice. You can feel the guidance. And when we say hear the voice, often for me, something will just pop in my head that I hadn't thought of before. What does that mean? I have a new awareness of a situation. And I'm like, maybe that's there now because it was always there, but I wasn't quiet enough to hear it, to recognize this new pattern that if I allow into my life will bring a sense of greater depth of love and joy and meaning and fulfillment, or just connection. Right? How many of us just want to know, right? God has our back. Now, I know it does, that it's taken practice, but there's a long time where I did not believe that. I kept testing and I tested it. Like, are you there? Are you there? And that's okay. But how are we going to know if it's there if we don't get quiet enough to listen to its answer for us? Ram Dass, if you know the wise spiritual teacher, he said, only in this silence, the silence that lies beyond thought, can one hear the symphony of the universe. Can one hear the whisper of the word? Can one approach the inner temple wherein dwells the soul? Now notice where he says whisper of the word. Word is capitalized. That is the word of truth, the word of God, of awareness, of spirit, of source. That is there waiting to guide us, waiting with an answer, the perfect answer. Right? But it's only in silence, again, that our mind is calm enough to receive it, to shut out the litany of belief, the noises from the outside of the world, as well as the mental noise that we have. Silence is a revealer of truth, is another way of saying it. It's there. And we spend so much time saying we don't know, but what if we stopped, paused, got silent with intention that says, I do know. I and awareness, God, source are one. We are one. There is instant connection, right? As Sue said, there's no spot where God is not. So what if I just tap into that knowing? Because if I say I don't know, then what does life give me? More of I don't know. So let us use intention with silence to gain all access to what we would like to be aware of at a deeper level. And this inner awareness is truth. And it is deep or specific as we are open to receiving. That's truth. Right? The other thing that I gain, and we can gain, and you can gain from silence, is stepping outside of the other noise that I didn't mention yet, is this emotional noise, right? Because so much of our emotions nowadays are just habitual. We don't even know, we're just reacting. And it's in the silence and in that inner calm and peace that our emotions settle into the basic emotions. Love. Really, basic emotion. There's only one, love. And out of that unconditional love comes the joy and the peace. Different words for different aspects, right, of divine love. It calms the fear, it calms the anxiety, because those things aren't real. Those are of our human experiences. And so really, it's kind of like going back to our safe room. And we go in there and we go, okay, I'm feeling frantic. I'm feeling like overwhelmed. I know I'm overreacting to the situation. Again, intention. I know that there is an answer. There is a way through this, even though the little me of awareness cannot see it, cannot contemplate it. Be silent and know that you are awareness. There's no separation between your question and the answer. It's just opening to that. I'm going to use the word frequency, that energy of it, right? If we're looking for the solution must be made known. Now, it doesn't mean it's instantaneous all the time. Again, we might have to practice until we get silent enough, but it's there, my friends. Okay. And not only that, but if anything, it's just nice to go inside and connect to that inner joy, period. I mean, even there's times when I go in wanting something, and sometimes that's not always the best thing, because then my mind is on wanting or receiving instead of just being open and fully trusting. Trusting. You are that thing. It's when we believe we're other than divine source, other than God itself, living this human life, we separate ourselves and we believe we're not worthy. We have to do this. We have to take this class. Have to. But you're already that. It's the message of stillness. It's reminding you you're already that. You're that love. Now, we're here for a reason. And I don't know all the answers for that. But what I do know is that I can be silent. We can be silent, each of us, and reconnect to that truth part of ourselves. Now, again, in the beginning, it may take some time because if you hear anything negative at all, anything affirming a negative part of you, judgment, that's the little us. That's what we call the ego, and it's there for a reason. But time is now. The energy of consciousness is high. Leave that behind. That's just what somebody told us, because we didn't come into this world believing we were less than. And so it's okay to let that go. Okay? The world is going to stay noisy. It's there for a reason. And it's not all bad. They're right. There are noises. There's being in nature and listening to birds and just hearing children laughter and things like that. But it's when we're balanced that we're on a level playing field, so to speak, that we're harmonious with the noise of the world, right? And the one thing I wrote down that came to me, it made sense because I like analogies. It's like life is this perfect, magnificent symphony. Each of us is a magnificent instrument of the divine, right? And it's only when we choose to get quiet in that stillness that we're able to hear our own unique energy, vibration, sound of the divine, that the divine makes through us. And I say the divine, but it's not something else. It's just our fullness. Think of the divine as our fullness, but it's playing through this specific note, and we are that note. We are that instrument. And life would be incomplete without you. That's how important you are. And that's why it feels so good to come together as a community, to be uniquely ourselves. We don't all want to be exactly alike. Okay? I want to hear difference of opinions. I want to hear different noises, beautiness, experiencing beauty in different ways, creativity. Let us begin to tap into that. I just realized I skipped as I was looking at my notes finally, a quote from Don Miguel Ruiz. He says, "You can see everything with the eyes of love. You can be aware that love is all around you." And again, stillness puts us in that place. Amen. And so it is. We have our affirmation, spiritual practice, and we can affirm this. Maybe we affirm it before we go into the silence. Let me read it. It says, "I release the noise of the world and rest in divine peace. In stillness, I hear divine wisdom guiding every step of my life." And so let us close with affirming prayer. What am I affirming? What am I affirming, saying yes to? I'm saying yes to that there is only God, source, the universe, life, awareness, call it what you will. There's only one life, and that life is my life now. I am one with all that God is, and so is each one listening to my voice. One. And I affirm that as I go into the silence, it is a safe place of beingness. I give myself time and permission to practice settling the noise of the outside world, settling my inner noise of the 60,000 thoughts I have a day. And I let all that settle. And I hear the voice, and I feel the truth of life itself, expressing not only through myself, but myself first. And as I open up to that truth, I'm able to then be aware of and experience that truth through everyone and everything else. For again, there is nothing other than God being expressed. So this life is my life, and I accept it with all the knowing and faith that I can have in this moment, and I am open to a greater understanding and experience of this truth, of this knowing, of this inner peace, of divine unconditional love for myself and, of course, therefore, for all. I'm affirming that I am absolutely, wonderfully thrilled to be a part of our spiritual community in St. George. I love coming together. I love hearing from our members and friends, excuse me. And I bless and know each one where they are right now. Right now is the fullness of life itself. I open myself, I quiet myself, and I listen. And I know that life answers. And so it is. Amen, Ashe, Aho. Thank you for joining us today. Hi, Scott. Welcome back.
Wow. Well, I didn't want to come back.
Right? I do the same thing when Alan's playing the song. I'm all into it, and then I'm like, oh, I got to speak. I forgot.
It's like I am like in that eternal moment, and I thank you so much for your amazing remembrances of that breath and having that connection to God, calling it awareness. Wow, that's awesome. That's just some of the yumminess you shared. So thank you so much for.
And let's again invite everybody to our conversation afterwards.
Absolutely. We're going to have some talking today.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Wow. Okay. So, I'm just kind of settling in with that one. So much goodness and wow. Okay. I'm coming back. So we're going to talk a little bit about abundance, prosperity. Giving is the best way of receiving, I have found personally. The more I give, the more I receive. And, we are just so blessed to have a community that understands that. And if you don't understand that, then we've got classes to help you understand that, because we're all here to just give and receive in abundancy. So if you can, and if you would like, and if you want to participate in your own abundance, we have many ways to do that. You can give with Zelle. We have on the newsletter for instructions. You can give online. There's a PayPal link at CSLSG.org, or you can use that cute little QR code that you see there. You just take your phone and just, how does that work? And then you just do that. Or, you can give by mail. Send checks to CSLSG, PO Box 3132, St. George, Utah, 84771. So when we give, we receive. And so I'm just going to do for a moment here, if you would like to just sit for a moment and affirm this. I am overflowing with love and abundance. I give from the source of my being, which is rich and unlimited. With joy and excitement, I share from this overflow. In return, the universe gives back to me in infinite ways, channels, and means. And so it is. So, our upcoming service, there's Rachel. April 26th in person, we're going to be up there, and Rachel's going to be talking and sharing about love as a daily commitment. And then on May 3rd, our Reverend Joe is going to be taking us online, and this will be great. I know. Self-doubt as a starting block. Isn't that awesome? I can't wait for that one. That'll be great. So we've got some really good talks coming up, some really good sharing, some really good community. And, if you're in town, come join us. If you're watching us from elsewhere, come to St. George. It's a lovely community. I've been spending, a lot more time up there, and I truly am finding a great deal of joy coming into St. George. So, all right. I think that would be kind of it. I think. Am I leaving anything out, Reverend Joe?
I don't think so. I think you're doing great.
All right, Sue, I got my check marks in there?
You're hired, Scott. Sorry.
Oh, good. I'll accept. Thank you,
All right.
Tony, for your amazing movement today and your
Yes,
service.
thank you,
Thank
Tony.
you, thank you, thank you. And Alan, as always, thank you, sir, for bringing us in that musical flow. And I'm just so grateful to be part of this community. Thank you for allowing me to serve today.
Much love.
Each and every moment, I remember who I am. I show up uniquely in the world in the way that only I can. I keep my thoughts clear, I create my own day. I know that there is power in every word I say. I show up, I glow up with every word I speak. I take it day by day and do it all again next week. I am abundant, I am free, I am love, I am me, I am joy, I am the light of the sun. I know who I am, and that we are one.
Woo. We are one. Have a blessed, abundant,
Bye, everyone. See you on
loving
Zoom.
week, everybody. Mwah. Love
You
you.
too.
Thank you.
Thank you.